Hi friends, it's Em of Plan with Em here on the Archer and Olive channel, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be creating a seasonal reading challenge. So for me, I'm creating a summer reading challenge. So with that is going to come all of these lovely summery colors and plants, but you can totally adapt this to any season that you are currently experiencing, or in some cases, want to be experiencing. So for this reading challenge, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by decorating the sides just to give us a little bit of pop. But I want to know what your favorite book that you've read lately is, because I feel like this is going to guide you on your reading challenge. So here, the goal isn't necessarily to read 20 million books, right? But it is to sort of challenge yourself a little bit. Read a different type of book than you're used to. So some of the examples that I've written down are based on genres, covers, elements, and miscellany. So for genres, we want to think, maybe some things that are in our comfort zone, but some other things that we, want to check out. So one of the genres is a nonfiction about travel. So whether this is for you planning a trip or learning more about the history of a place that you've been to, it's super inspiring and I'm really excited. I have a Nat Geo book that I want to read for this one that is full of information about the national parks. I'm very excited. Also note here that you can and should turn your notebook when things get into sort of a sticky area that's kind of hard to reach. You'll note I just flipped it 180 degrees because it made it easier for me to draw these little palm fronds than having to reach across my entire page. Also, I'm using both ends of the calligraph here just because I like the look of the stem that you get by using the fine tip, but the sort of breadth that you can get on the fronds with the larger tip. And you could use really anything you want to create this challenge. I just used calligraphs and washi, but I think it could be really fun to add some tip-ins or maybe do it with some different colored paper. I've just been doing a lot of paper crafting lately, so I wanted to try something a little simpler. So in these themes, right, that we've covered, so we've talked about genres. Covers is one of my favorites because you know how they say you shouldn't judge a book by its cover? Well, here we will, because we're looking for things that are on these covers. So for example, we have features water, your favorite color, fruit, has books or bookshelves on it, and matches your journal. So these are definitely the vibes we're wanting is go to the library or a bookstore, but let's say the library, and look through the shelves and see what you find, right? Pick out a book and be like, oh, this looks interesting. Let me see if this fits any of my reading challenge things. Or pull out a book and go, does this have a strawberry on it? Nope, not gonna read it. The whole point about this is to embrace reading as self-care, right? Because it is just amazing to be able to take yourself to another world, to sort of think about other people's perspectives and gain empathy in that way. It's really, really fun. I'm a reader. So elements, that's my third category. So this can be plot elements, so certain things that happen in the story, where the story is set, all sorts of things. Maybe something about one of the characters. So I have main character shares first initial with you. You can go really hard mode and have that the main characters has the same name as you. So my name is Em or Emma, which is not hard lately. It seems like every book has a character named Emma in it, but for other people it might be more difficult. So we're going in, and then there's miscellany, which is just kind of things I liked the idea of, but put in, it didn't really fit any of the other categories. And so I should say, I want to make sure I say this, that these are my categories. This is just a template, right? This is just an idea of a summer reading challenge to do. You don't have to do it. Or if you say, well, this summer, I want this summer to be my summer of romance, and you just want to read romance books, do that. Whether you read 20 or 1, I'm completely happy. You can also make up your own prompts. This is all meant just sort of as a guide to inspire you to create something bibliophilic and lovely yourself that works for you. But back to Miscellany. So what I included in mine is part of a series, because I feel like everybody has those book series that they started and never finished. Now, whether that's because the author didn't finish or because, you got bored of it, that's different. But I can think of at least 3 book series where there are future books that came out that I still never got around to. Other things, because this is a seasonal challenge, title contains a season, so summer, winter, spring, fall. Summer is probably one of the easier ones to get. Set in the region you live in. So here we're talking your state or your territory or country. If you really wanted to go micro level, you could do city, but I think that only works for certain cities, especially when they have made up ones. Another fun one that I really like is character journals or plans. I think I'm gonna make a sort of compilation of this for the corresponding reel of all the books where the character journals, and then it's a cute little idea, and publish this year. So that way you can do it whatever year you see this video during. So while this is filmed during 2024, right? If you see this in 2027, you can do it for 2027. Okay. Other fun stuff. So we've got in genres, so we have a summer romance. I would be remiss to not include a summer romance. We have thriller set on an island, because those are always the most fun. It doesn't have to be a desert island. It could be like a resort. Those always feel very summery to me. But if you're wanting to adapt this to winter, change it to a ski chalet or at a mountain, right? That all fits the vibes. We also have fantasy that takes you to a new world. We're definitely travel focused here. And then a contemporary coming of age. That I just felt summarized the transformative nature of summer, right? Or just the season where everything feels like it's gonna change. I don't know, it just makes me happy. In terms of elements, we have features a summer holiday. Again, I wanted to be clear here that it's summer, so if you're in the southern hemisphere and summer is in December, it can be a Christmas thing. If that's summer for you, yeah, do it. We also have features a wedding, contains a bucket list, which is, I would say, one of my most favorite things is when a character has a bucket list and they're trying to check everything off. You can also make a bucket list in your journal. And then finally, set at a hotel, motel, resort, etc. Anyway, where the character is going somewhere that is not their home and is not someone else's home. I'm also going to be including a printable version of this for your journal that should have all the cute little pom fronds and then all of the prompts with little checkboxes. And I absolutely think that if you do a summer reading challenge, it should include a prize. So maybe every time you read a book, you set aside a little bit of money, and at the end of it, you treat yourself to a new Art Journal of Journal. I don't know. I think that would be fun. Back when I was a kid, you got a Pizza Hut personal pan pizza. That was your prize for finishing the summer reading challenge. You could also make a bingo board out of this. I think that would be so much fun. And then you could fill in each square with the book cover, because nothing is better than that. It just makes me so happy. Also, if you're not vibing with any of these prompts, there are tons of reading challenges out there. Just do a little bit of research and pick prompts you like from those. The point here is just to inspire you to read, not to make it a really difficult and arduous experience. This should be enjoyable. Also, if you start reading a book for one of these prompts and you realize that you don't like it, don't finish it. That's easy. You can even mark it as checked because you tried, and that's all that matters. I also totally think that you could do this with like a book club or with a bunch of friends. I think that that would be really fun, especially if you could do it sort of like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants style, where you all read the same books, because then you always have somebody to talk about it with, and that just feels like that's the best. It's the best. And you don't even have to do this with people in like real life. You can do it with your friends on the internet. Internet book clubs are amazing. Mine is like one of the best things in my life, honestly. So that's it. And of course, we're adding in a little completed box to check. So that way we know when we're done and we can just put a little checkbox right there. It's going to be great. So I hope that you enjoyed. Let me know what the best book you've read lately was. And as always, happy planning.